Up here. Shalom, family. Good to see you all here. Hope you're doing well. We're going to talk about the Dawes roles and how white people of today are the natives. And not because they are real true natives, it's because they appointed each other to being natives and paid their way onto the Dawes roles and will look you dead in the face and try to convince you that they are real natives. They're not, they never will be. And you got to look at how it's done, even to present day. It's white people giving other white people Indian benefits. It's white people giving other white people Indian ID. And that quantum, blood quantum crap that comes from the white man. No Aboriginal or native tribe on this land ever needed any blood quantum. That was their way of trying to justify why they were Native Americans. Ladies and gentlemen, blood quantum was never a necessity. Never. It was them needing that. Prior tribes that were already on the land never needed no damn blood quantum. So, in a nutshell, modern natives of today are white people that gave other white people Indian benefits and all the perks of being Indian. That's all Native Americans are today. Okay. It has nothing to do with bloodlines and descendants. It has everything to do with I got the money, so I'm an Indian. I got the money, so there's white people in the government that are corrupt, so they're going to help me be Indian. That's all it is. That's all being an Indian is in modern times. All right. If you are white, and somebody in the government got some applications for you to fill out, they can help you be an Indian. That's all an Indian is today. All right. So you getting an Indian ID from some white person in an Indian tribe is very underwhelming. Okay, that's not very impressive at all. Okay, that's not impressive at all. So you're going to hear some of these people making these claims, and it's just laughable. Y'all, there's a reason when you hear them saying, I know I look white, but I'm really native. No, you look white because you are white. Okay. Okay. Let's cut this crap about I know I look white, but I'm really a native. No, you look white because your ass is white. Okay, let's let's cut the crap, okay? Oh, I know I look white, but I'm really mixed. Okay. No, you look white because you are white. All right? And I bet when it comes down to getting some advantages because you look white, I bet you don't turn those advantages down. I bet you don't stand around and say, "Oh, I may look white, but I'm not white." I bet you don't say nothing then, do you? So get out of here with that crap. Get out of here with that crap. So, natives of today are white people parading around as Indians. At the end of the day, that's what it is. So, let me go ahead and share my screen so we can get started. But before I do get started, the sale is still on over at Etsy. So, ladies and gentlemen, you can get 30% off of hair products over on my lisacrafts.etsy.com and grab it up while you can at a discount. So the sale will end on December 24th. So now let's get to these Caucasian Indians that are supposed to be native. All right.
You remember when white people falsely claimed Native American ancestry to get government benefits? Let's dive into one of history's most audacious identity heists. In the 1900s, the U.S. government started offering individual land allotments to Native Americans. This was meant to civilize them because nothing says civilized like taking people's land and handing it back to them piecemeal. But here's a twist. Many poor whites got wind of this and saw dollar signs. They started working with corrupt government officials to bribe their way onto the Dawes rolls, which were used to register Native Americans for just $5. $5 and poof, they're suddenly Native American on paper. Not only did this spark a black market for Native American identities, but Native American population numbers skyrocketed. Overnight, people became part of tribes they had no history with or no connection to. Meanwhile, real Native Americans watched as their identities, land, and heritage was swiped right from under them. And that is the history of the $5 Indian.
I am Native American. Whites are Native Americans. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Whites are Native Americans.
Really?
I think
what was happening before the 1500s?
I think you're getting confused with it.
I don't mind going on a tangent. But what was happening before the 1500s?
Calm down. I think you're getting.
What was happening before the 1500s?
There was indigenous people here that came here from Asia.
Do you know what indigenous means?
Listen, before
indigenous people can't come from somewhere else.
Why do you ask a question if you're going to interrupt?
I'm not sure if you know what the meaning of indigenous means.
I do know what it means. It means
they
came here first, right? They came here from Asia by way of land bridge. Have an argument with Neil deGrasse Tyson or anybody else about that. I don't care.
Is he an American?
I genuinely don't care. Yes, he is.
Okay, just checking.
My point is, okay,
nothing to do with crime. So far, you've agreed with me that these people are
because you're derailing, dude. I'm trying
to
stay on track.
You literally sat down and asked me where I'm from. I think you derailed this conversation from the get-go.
By that, but I'm
not offended. I'm just wondering what it has to do with crime.
Curious.
We're going to talk about immigration. Don't worry. Later on, you can come back.
I hope so.
Right now, you're doing a very bad job of making the case that he's not pro-crime.
I just got a round of applause. I could probably get another one actually if I asked for it.
Wow.
So I don't think I'm doing
this. Is this how you get rounds of applause? You sit in a room with 20 people who agree with you. Wow, amazing. Amazing. That must make you feel good.
You know what? I'm
20 people who agree with you applauded you.
Outraged right now. This is great.
I love it.
Do I have to say anything at this point, or are you just going to keep going?
Please. Make your claim.
My claim is that I don't care if it's pro-crime. You want to go back to the topic of conversation?
That's fine. We agree then. He's pro-crime.
But I have a question for you though. Do you care on the opposite side of the spectrum?
Yes.
Do you care about law being administered to the opposite side of the spectrum?
Yes. I think anyone who assaults a police officer shouldn't be pardoned. I think that Donald Trump shouldn't have pardoned 9 Republican members of Congress who were convicted of crimes, and I don't think Joe Biden should commit. I don't think Democrats should pardon Democrats.
Fair, but I don't think you understand where we are in the U.S.
I think I do.
Yeah, so this is the dumbest fucking comment I've seen today. Congratulations, you win the prize. The white supremacy is so fucking narcissistic. White people genuinely create our own reality of which nobody else lives in. And white people lie to themselves all the fucking time in a way that can victimize us at every fucking turn, while the rest of the world that's rooted in actual reality looks at us and is like, bro, what the fuck is wrong with you? We are not indigenous to Turtle Island. Our nasty ass ancestors moved their fucking way across the ocean without washing their ass, showed up, spread disease and violence, and killed a bunch of people. Get the fuck out of here with that dumb shit.
See, this is why nobody takes you people seriously. Not even other white people that have a drop of common sense. You are genetic mutations. You shouldn't even exist. You only exist because we exist. Are white people genetic mutations? You are the weakest link of all the races. You can't even enjoy a good sunny day. Your fight is not with us, friend. Your fight is with the solar system. This centuries-old fight to be superior is why you are now the minority. It's why you are only 7% of the world's population. 7% of the world's population. 100% the root of all its problems. 0% accountability. That, my friend, is white exhaustion.
So here's a little fun fact about me. I am Cherokee. I'm Native American, if you could believe that. Like, can you believe it? Do I look it? Anyway, so I had to go get my tribal photo ID today because I'm flying to New York this coming Tuesday. How do I put this? I was definitely not the most Indian looking person there today, okay? But I got my ID. She cute. Hey, can you see it?
I don't see one single fucking Indian. Those are white people. Look, at this point, I don't know who's a pretendian and who's not. All I do know is the people that I was just looking at are not Indians. Those were white people wearing costumes, 100%. Did you see that man makeup? See, the costumes don't even look like they belong on you. Let's start there. Just like in them old movies with the Egyptians, they got the white people dressed as pharaohs and shit. That shit looks so crazy because those clothes don't belong on them. You get what I'm saying? So I want to know who is the real pretendians and who are the real Indians. Why is it that the hierarchy and the high representation of all these tribes are just fucking white people? Who's a pretendian and who's not?
Why is there more whites in tribes than Native Americans?
He was principal chief of the Cherokee Nation. Why is more white people in these tribes than there are so-called Native Americans, if these Native Americans are the real true Indians of America? Why is he important? Because he is the first elected principal chief of the Cherokee Nation in the 20th century. Can I get an amen? White folks didn't come into these tribes as $5 Indian. White folks created these tribes. What we just found out, these tribes are not tribes. These tribes are chartered corporations. These are businesses, and white folks created these businesses. Right here, we're looking at William Keeler. He was the first elected principal chief of the Cherokee. These are chartered corporations. These are businesses. No different than the colonies were chartered to do what? Business, which became states.
Imagine being in a room where someone says that white people are Native Americans, and then everyone in that room cheering and clapping.
It's about tribal warfare. Okay. That's where we're at in the U.S. I don't know where you're at in the UK. You're from India, so I don't really.
I'm not from India.
Oh, you sorry. Your parents are from India, yeah. So
I'm an American
you
citizen.
have your own states.
I'm an American. You know.
You're an American citizen.
Yes.
Okay, fair enough. I don't know how you got that, but fair enough. Here's the thing.
Are you an American citizen?
Absolutely. Okay. But here's the thing.
Not sure how you got that. Okay.
Born here.
Okay.
Born here, and my family lineage is settlers from the 1500s, so I have some stake in the claim here. Okay.
But you're
a little different.
You're a descendant of immigrants. Settlers.
I didn't know.
Colonialists.
Yeah,
you don't look very Native American to me. I
am Native American. Whites are Native Americans. What are you talking about?
You're not.
What are you talking about? Whites are Native Americans.
Really?
I think
what was happening before the 1500s?
I think you're getting confused with it.
What? That's exactly what happened. On the Jubilee video, one progressive surrounded by 20 far-right conservatives, and I am drained from watching the first 10 minutes of this video. But this clip is so insane that they really believe that white people are like, how do we go anywhere from here? I don't even know. I don't even know what to say. It's just so insane that their ancestors committed genocide on Native Americans. And now they're claiming to be Native American. Like, bro, help.
Yeah, some Native people are racially white, just like some Native people are racially Black. Native people look all kinds of ways because phenotype, race, is not a distinguisher of tribal affiliation. When people say things like this is one way to know that people aren't in Native community, because folks that are in Native community do know that Native people look all kinds of ways. I'm a citizen of the Choctaw Nation. That is not a designation of.
The Choctaw Nation is not a melting pot. There's a reason why when you go back in the census, that back in the 17 and 1800s, when you look at the census, they look like us. Okay, that's why in one census they were classified as Choctaw, and then 10 years later, in the 1800s, they were listed as Negro, colored. That's what they were listed as. The Choctaws were not a melting pot of all different colors. They were not a rainbow of colors like this woman is trying to tell us. I guess she thinks the census don't exist and we don't know what these people were. And see, that's the thing about these Caucasians that are all claiming modern day Indians. I guess they think the census don't exist from back in the day that shows us exactly who these people were, especially when they were reclassified. Okay, I mean, they were not a rainbow of people. Oh, they were come in all colors. No, they didn't. And we know they didn't come in your color. But these people are a trip. They will steal anything, the land, the identity. They will steal anything. And it just goes to show you how bad the thievery is. They will steal the identity and will stand on the stolen identity like it is really truly theirs, and none of it is theirs. None of it is. All right, let's go on.
Of race, and this is complicated, but Native Americanness, Choctawness is not a race. It's a tribal affiliation. It's a citizenship. It's a political affiliation. And claiming that being Native is a race is actually incredibly detrimental to sovereignty. And there are a lot of Native scholars that talk a lot about this. If you're interested in understanding this more, I recommend this episode of the All My Relations podcast. I'm not going to say too much on it because I don't want this video to be super long, but a conversation about pretendians and a conversation about people that play Indian is a whole other can of worms that I'm happy to also talk about.
You have ancestors on the Dawes roll and you're trying to research further back in your family tree? Well, as a matter of fact, this is one of my areas of specialty in genealogy research. For reference, I'm Chickasaw, and I used to work for the Chickasaw Nation in their archives. That's where I started doing genealogy. And so I love helping people trace their Native American ancestry. So if your ancestors were on the Dawes rolls, that means they're probably either Chickasaw, Choctaw, Seminole, Muskogee Creek, or Cherokee. And the different tribes do have different records. And so that's going to impact a little bit what records are available and where you need to go to access those records. But I would love to answer more questions about Native American research because it's so interesting. And sometimes it's a little bit of a challenge, but that's what makes the research so fun.
Not a white woman. I am 25 different things. I do look like a white woman, but I'm so fucking not a white woman. I can't even tell you how much I am not a white woman. I don't have anything in common with the majority of white women. Like, I do not relate to them. I do not think like them. I do not feel like them. I do not behave like them. I don't know who they are. I don't have any of them around me. Like, I don't get it. I don't get it.
So I got a couple comments like this on this video. And first of all, I am Native. I'm mixed, but that doesn't mean I'm not Native. And also, even if I had zero Native blood in me, there's nothing wrong with somebody bringing awareness to issues within the Native American community.
I get asked this question all the time of why I don't claim that I'm white. People are usually asking this question when I say that I am mixed Native. It's like they think that me using the term mixed is trying to hide the fact that I obviously look white, when saying mixed just implies that I am mixed white and Native. In no way does that hide the fact that I am also white. And it also does not mean that I am not claiming that I am white. If that were the case, I would say I am only Native and not white. I don't claim my white side, but I've never done that. And then they go on to usually say something like, well, you should be proud of both and embrace all of who you are. First of all, I do embrace all of who I am. I am proud of myself. I'm not ashamed of myself in any way, what I'm mixed with or whatever. But two, claiming to be Native is not just about claiming your identity as being Native. Native people went through genocide and assimilation. And for me to not claim that I'm Native would be me basically just continuing to assimilate and let my culture go into extinction. There is nothing really to be gained for my whiteness or white side people to gain from me claiming to be white. Native people are trying to keep their culture alive. So for me to just ignore it and not pass down my culture that my mother passed down to me would mean that I'm just playing into the erasure of Native people. Claiming that I am Native is part of keeping my culture alive. It's about honoring a culture that went through genocide and assimilation and erasure and almost extermination. What you're really saying in this comment is that you only want me to claim that I'm white. You don't want me to claim that I'm Native at all, because you either don't think I'm Native enough or you want me to play down my nativeness and talk about how I am mostly white. Because me talking about being Native makes you uncomfortable.
I'm half white and I can't prove it. Let me explain. So I'm not sure if any of you had seen my last story that I posted, but it's this trend that's going around and saying I'm rich because of, and it could be because you've seen something amazing, because you have something awesome that's going on in your world. Rich because I have this in my camera roll. And in my camera roll was a video, which was so cute because it was actually supposed to be a photo, but one of my uncles, it was on video. So I was able, which I cannot even believe that I was able to get a quick little snippet in a video of all of my cousins. And my mom is back there and one of my aunts. Again, there was like 8 of us. Well, not 8 of us. There's like 8 brothers and sisters. So that moment right there captured so much of my world, my life, and kind of what I've been living with for the past 47 years. So as many may have known or do know, I'm actually half Native American. And when I say I can't prove it is because I have, it's called a CDIB, a Certificate Degree of Indian Blood. And I have a CDIB card that shows that I'm half Native. Now, why in the world, out of all of my cousins and all of my aunties and my uncles and my mom, why would I come out with this light?
Because y'all paid for it, lady. You paid for it. And like I said, it's easy for y'all to get this Indian ID because you're getting it from other white people. Is white people getting ID from other white people? Other Indian ID from other white. So yeah, it's easy for you to get it. Y'all act like it's some damn achievement. It's no achievement at all. I'm Native. Okay, so I'm going to go over here to this tribe where white people are running the tribe and I'm going to get ID from them. That ain't no achievement and that ain't no proof either. How is that proof? Get out of here. Boy, you guys are phony. She's showing her black roots like that is something shocking. The vast majority of y'all are walking around with blonde hair with those black ass roots. I mean, that ain't no proof either. I mean, come on. Are you for real?
Fair skin and lighter hair. It's been a challenge for me since, well, the past 47 years. What were the gifts? What's the role? Because I'll tell you, being born light-skinned in a brown-skinned family is not for the weak. Not for the weak. I have been called everything under the sun, and one in particular was a derogatory word that has been so hard on me that I've tried to share this story like 50 times, but each time I just get met with so many tears, I just can't bring it up. But unfortunately, that's kind of the gig. Not everything is going to be perfect. Not everything is going to be handed to you on a silver platter. You're going to be born with challenges that are unbeknownst to most people. I mean, from the naked eye, you would say, oh, wow, Mandy, you look XYZ. I'm sure life is just super easy. But let's not talk about all the challenges that I've had to go through to even look like this. So circling back, I feel we were all born with our own set of challenges. But those challenges were sent not because that it was supposed to be so difficult for you, but I feel those are the tools that we needed individually to get where we're supposed to go. Why was I born light skinned when why am I half native and I look like this? I've been having to sell people on me being native for 47 years. And let me tell you, it's been the hardest sell ever. I've actually carried my CDIB card around so I can, it's one of those sideshow tricks. Like, hey, you're not going to believe what I am. And they're like, you know what? We did not believe what you are. As they say, I'm an albino in a sea of tradition. I was given a different set of tools, a different set of challenges. Doesn't make them any better, doesn't make them any easier, doesn't make them any more difficult. But it has allowed me to see life on both sides. And I think that level of empathy is needed and required for whatever I'm supposed to be doing, whatever my ultimate quantum leap goal is. I feel those challenges were set up for that. Meaning, whatever it is that you're challenged with every day, maybe it's the color of your skin, maybe it's the eczema all over your face and your hands like me, maybe it's a disability that no one can see but you've been struggling with, maybe it's not fitting in with anybody and constantly you feel you're at ends with people around you. Maybe it's, gosh, only you know what it is. But those challenges are intentional. So I'm asking you to turn it around, look at what those challenges are, and think about why they were sent. Why do you have them specifically? And what can you do on the other side of those? Because they were sent intentionally to hinder you from doing whatever you needed to do next. Now, the fun part is look at those challenges and say, bring it on. Let's go, sister. Because that's the fun part. Trying to figure that all out. Let's see. Love you, girls. Happy. Look how rainy it is. It's my favorite. I love the rain. Love you, girls. Happy Friday.
Sean, of course your account is private because of course it is. You need a safe space to retreat to, don't you? Listen, and the only people that spew ignorant ass fucking shit like this are some seriously insecure people who their mommies and daddies didn't tell them they loved them enough when they were kids. I'm sorry about that, man. The emotional trauma and baggage that you were carrying makes it perfectly excusable for you to have a private account as your safe space. Go back to your safe space, Sean. Go back. Pressure's getting too much, Sean. Go back to your safe space. Motherfucker.
So you from Africa. Why are you white?
Guju. Being a white passing native who grew up off the reservation kept me disconnected from my culture for a very long time. It really wasn't until creators on this app who have more native credibility than I do started inviting us back that I got more involved. And the more I learned, the more I could answer the question of why am I white? I'm white because my 100% Native American grandma was sold to white men in the 50s and 60s. And that's when she had most of her children by force, who were then taken from her and raised in white cities. My dad was raised in Minneapolis with no connection to his reservation that was only 3 hours north of him. This cultural disconnect was absolutely intentional. So when I realized that being white passing and culturally competent would bring back my people's culture, I got loud about it. And here I am. Miigwech.
So I'm genuinely wondering if you are projecting. Maybe you don't have a tribal ID card, you didn't get to be raised in your own culture, and maybe that's why you don't like me. Maybe that's why you've been commenting on my posts and watching my live streams like a hawk. But I just want to remind you, just like I told you in my stream the other day, I don't give a fuck about being Native American. You can say that to me all day. I don't care. I'm American Indian. And good luck proving me wrong. Ciao.
White people are Native Americans. That is what the guy just argued in the 20v1 Jubilee debate. He said white people are Native Americans. I don't disagree with that. Here's why. This is why we don't call indigenous people Native Americans, because they're not native to America, they're native to Turtle Island. So while you're thinking this is a gotcha moment, you think you're eating the girls up, you're literally just acknowledging the fact that America was stolen. It is a made up place. So you guys are native to this made up place that you guys stole. You guys are native to America. But we're not going to sit here and pretend that indigenous people were not here first. Now I have multiple opinions about Jubilee and the people that they platform, but I don't 100% disagree with the fact that we need to show people how crazy these MAGA cult members are.
Native to what? The Caucasus Mountains? Native to what? Not America. Not this land that belonged to the indigenous people that y'all stole. You're native to Europe. That is your homeland. The Caucasus Mountains is where your people hail from. Just because you have raped and pillaged and burned your way through every piece of land on this planet don't mean that you're native to anywhere. You're native to the Europeans, okay? The Caucasus Mountains, those is where your people come from.
Okay, y'all. So you heard them. They think not only are they the native, they think some of them think they are the only natives. The only natives. Yeah, but you got to look at all of the circumstances here. Look at their royals. They're not real royals. They're all hand appointed by other white people to the throne. They are. They're not real royals. They're not anointed by the Heavenly Father like a King David and a King Solomon. Those kings were anointed. They were real kings. But all of the kings and queens you see today, especially white ones, they were all appointed by other white people. Just like Israel today over there in that land, they were appointed by other white people. So that being said, it should not shock anybody that natives of today are white people giving other white people benefits and ID cards saying they're natives. That's how it's done today. That's how it's done today. And we're supposed to acknowledge it as real. That's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to, when they flash them cards, we're supposed to acknowledge that shit is real. Oh, man. You talk about jacked up. This mess is jacked up. It is going to take the Most High to bring this place down for real, y'all. This place is a joke. It is hard to wake up every day and take this shit seriously. It is that far gone. For real. It is that far gone. So, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and conclude. Thank you so much for being here. I deeply appreciate it. If nothing else, you got a good laugh today. And I will see you later with some more upcoming live streams. Shalom, family.